Blockchain is no longer just a topic for tech enthusiasts and crypto traders. It is now being discussed at the highest levels of traditional finance. And the people making that argument are not outsiders. They are the very individuals who built the old system. Bob Diamond, who ran Barclays Bank and currently heads Atlas Merchant Capital, recently sat down and gave one of the most direct assessments of where global finance is heading. His message was simple and unambiguous. Every major financial institution on Earth will be running on blockchain within the next 10 years, and those that ignore this reality will not survive the shift. To understand why this matters so much for XRP specifically, it helps to look at how international payments actually work today. When a large American bank needs to move $1 billion to an institution in Asia, that money does not travel in a straight line. It passes through a chain of correspondent banks, gets held up by time zone differences, goes through multiple rounds of verification, and arrives 2 to 3 days later with a significant portion eaten up in fees. The sender often has no idea what the final cost will be until the transaction is already complete. This is the daily reality of global finance in 2025, and it is precisely the problem that blockchain technology is designed to eliminate. A big part of what makes this system so inefficient is something called the nostro account structure. Banks around the world are required to park large amounts of foreign currency in accounts abroad just to keep payment corridors open. Estimates suggest that somewhere between $5 and $25 trillion is sitting idle in these accounts at any given moment. Capital that is essentially frozen, generating nothing, existing purely to grease the wheels of a slow and outdated system. Blockchain and crypto assets like XRP offer a direct alternative. Instead of pre-funding dozens of foreign accounts, a bank could convert its domestic currency into XRP, send it across the XRP ledger in seconds, and have it converted into the destination currency on the other end, all without needing to park a single dollar abroad in advance. Ripple's own analysis suggests this approach could cut settlement-related costs by up to 42% immediately, with further reductions as adoption deepens. Luke Judges, who works within Ripple's institutional division, recently gave an interview that shed light on where the organization sees the biggest near-term opportunities. His view is that the assets most likely to gain early traction on blockchain rails are the ones already closest to cash, stablecoins first, followed by money market funds, and then repo agreements. The repo market alone processes roughly $2 trillion in daily volume against a total market size of around $9 trillion. Ripple is actively positioning itself to capture a meaningful share of that through its capital markets product, with early deals already done in Europe and Singapore. The longer-term vision includes same-day repo settlement across multiple financial institutions globally, which would represent a fundamental change in how short-term lending between banks actually operates. On the investment side, XRP ETFs have shown a level of resilience that has caught analysts off guard. Launched during a period of broader market weakness, they have continued to attract institutional capital with almost no significant outflows across 8 months of trading. Only 1 month in that entire period closed in negative territory. Meanwhile, on-chain data shows that large XRP deposits into exchanges have been declining steadily, which points to long-term holders choosing to sit tight rather than sell. Institutional players are not focused on whether XRP is worth $1 or $2 today. They are positioning for where the asset could be in 5 to 10 years, once the infrastructure it supports becomes a standard part of global financial operations. Ripple is also making moves to ensure the ecosystem keeps growing. A new accelerator program launched in partnership with Brink is now accepting applications from early-stage startups across Asia, with a focus on cross-border payments, settlement infrastructure, and stablecoin solutions. The program offers mentorship, introductions to institutional players, and non-dilutive grant funding, a clear signal that Ripple is investing in the next generation of builders on the XRP ledger, knowing that future use cases may come from directions no one has anticipated yet.